Well, hello everybody. Danny and Wanda back from Pecan Grove. Guys, it's so hot out here right now. You would think in mid-November it would be cool. It is so hot. But I'm persevering on through with this project right here. Y'all, probably the last time I saw y'all on a video about this, they were only up right about here somewhere. Probably could tell by the bleaching of the sun where I was at, but been a few changes made since then about ways of constructing it. Mr. Tim gave me some ideas about what to do, and then I sit down and I've been just pondering over it for quite a while about how I could do this and do it efficiently and quickly because I'm so loaded down right now. I did go ahead and I decided instead of putting the steel in it like we were talking about, the rebar down through it, I decided against that. And Mr. Tim had mentioned to me to put some angle iron in the corners and drill holes and put screws in them. I started to do that and I said, no, there's got to be a way I can do it faster. So I was plundering through my stuff. You know me, I always got stuff from construction work over the years. And I found these corner brackets right here that I have. These plates, and it just so happened that they worked out and had a hole right where that bolt, the anchor bolts were. So I went ahead and put those around it to bolt the building onto the treated board here, and it also bolted the treated board down with it. So as I put these together, I had big long screws that I already had, and I screwed each one of these diagonally down into one another from different directions, and then through the door casing here, I put like you would peg an old-timey log home. I put a screw in each one of these down through here, a long screw, and I had enough of the screws to do that on the whole thing, guys. I mean, even the top up here, I put screws in it, and most of the screws are hidden. That's what I like about it. I was able to do it and hide almost every screw that there was. Plus, I'm still got to cut this piece to go right in here. This is going to be a very difficult piece to cut, but I still got it to cut. And then I went back and I put a 2x4 in between all the lathing on it so that smoke wouldn't be coming out around this, because I'm wanting smoke to only come out in one spot in the building to hold as much smoke as I possibly could get. So I did that around the perimeter of the whole building in here. Now I also altered the look of the logs. I set my router up and I routed all of the edges off of it around it to kind of give it, you know, a little bit of a log appearance on it. I think that will eventually give it a really nice look. And I came back in between. I even used the big logs for my rafters in there. And I came back and put a log spacer in between them to help close up the gap, and then put the 2x4 on top of that. Now, just like at Deepsouth Homestead, when I did the epic smokehouse over there, I'll be going and getting me some clay out of the swamp down here or somewhere, and I'll be filling up all these holes up under here. I'll wet it and make a nice pliable, like Play-Doh almost, and I'll shove it up in there till it comes out on the inside and yonder, and all these ribs through here, so the smoke don't boil out through these places. Now I'm trying to decide, there's a few little cracks here where the boards were a little bit warped at. I'm trying to decide, do I want to go back and caulk all of this, or do I just want to let nature itself take care of it? Do I really want the smokehouse that airtight? You know, I mean, probably not. But we're going to go back and we're going to stain the outside of the whole thing remember the barn over at Deepsouth Homestead, the Farmall barn? We stained the poplar over there, and it kind of took on the old tobacco barn look. And I may do this one the same way to match the pump house that's behind us over here, because it is that color. But now, this being a white pine, I don't actually know just yet how it's going to turn out with the same color stain that I used on the poplar. So I'm going to be testing it to see on a scrap piece to see what it looks like before I actually indulge in just doing the whole thing. Okay, now here, on this part right here is where our pipe will be coming out. Our furnace will be built right here to build our fire in, and our smoke will go into here. I wanted to go ahead and get the roof over this so I could close all this up so that it's going to stay hot through most of December, they're telling me. We're going to have a little cool down at the end of November and then go right back into the heat again. So I really wanted this where I could be out of the sun shining down on me here, where I can lay the brick up under here, and then I'm going to have to build this smokestack pipe going through here. I have the stainless pipe laying right here to already use in it. That's already ready to go. And then I'll be coming out, once we get this built, I'll be coming out and building a system, a rack system out here that'll hang off of the beam up here to stack all of our different types of smoking wood. We'll have red oak, pecan, you know, different types of wood. Being I have so many pecan trees here that I got to do some thinning work on. Most of it's probably going to be pecan, because believe it or not, Pecan Grove has very few red oaks on it. Deepsouth has plenty of red oaks. Over here we have very few red oaks. That's amazing to me, how that much difference can be, you know, in a pieces of property. But nevertheless, on 40 acres, I think I found 6 or 8 red oaks, and they're big ones, no little ones. But that's what we'll be doing here. I mean, that's kind of the future plan of everything. And I did go ahead and take time I really made it look nice with the galvanized metal and everything to match the pump house. We'll probably be staining all of this out in here once we're completely through with it. Now, I did opt to come back and put a galvanized trim underneath the logs here, going over the top of the blocks, kind of to help if water, you know, to keep water out or anything like that in the future. That's kind of my thinking, you know, was on that. And there's a drain. I have a drain in the bottom of it here. That's something I did not do at the Epic Smokehouse, was put a drain right down here at the bottom so that with the grease drips in here, I can get in here with some soapy water and wash it out. And it drains out here. And I have a 1-inch cap that will screw over this right here so that we don't have to worry about insects going up in it till we get ready to use it. I've tried to think of things in this one that I did not think of in the other Epic Smokehouse. And then I will be coming in here. We're trying to, right now, I'm trying to design a rack system to where I can flip it up, or I can fold it down and it will lock down here, and I can lay like cheese or the bacon if I wanted to just lay the bacon on it. I'm going to probably put some hanger pipes in here to hang bacon from. But I'm just trying to think of some alternatives if we wanted to use this for other ways of smoking. Guys, I have these big black cast iron kettles. I've actually thought about setting one of those right down in the middle of the bottom of it here. And if I wanted to like smoke a brisket or something like that, I could put a fire in that kettle and put the brisket over it so that as a grease dripped, it would drip into that big kettle, and it would keep the fire going from the grease. And yet I could actually cook in here, and not only smoke in here, I could cook as well. So I actually have 2 of those black pots, so I may put one of them in here as a, and I'll leave it in here because when that smoke comes around, it will kind of be like a diffuser. It'll hit the pot and run around it and then go up in all directions around it, rather than just coming out going one straight stream right up. That's something that I might actually go ahead and do. But then we're going to be putting the, once I stain it, I'm going to put the door casing on it, and we'll be building a door. That's down the road. One step at a time, guys. That's what we're doing here. Don't have a name for the smokehouse yet. We can't call it the Epic Smokehouse because we've already done that. We got to come up with another name for this here smokehouse, because this one is actually going to outdo the other one when it's said and done. So
beyond epic.
Yeah, this is way beyond epic. Yeah, but it's this one will be unique to itself. The other one over there had fake logs on it, fake log siding. This one has real log here. on it. So, and I did the button pass system on this one. I didn't do the you know, the angles and the joints and the dovetail joining and all that. I didn't do that. I did the button pass, which I think worked out really, really well. Oh, and I got to put a smokestack out the back there. That's one thing I got to do. I got to get that put out back yonder. And to be perfectly honest with you, I could, once I get the smokestack out back there and the door on it, and if I put that kettle in the bottom down here, I could go ahead and use this thing, you know, without this furnace being over here. Because I can cap that 6-inch pipe off in there. And I could do that, and I just very well might, because we're out of bacon, and we're both about to have the DDTs for bacon. Because I don't eat bacon from a store.
And Miss Wanda bought some, and it's not salty at all.
No, she did. She went to a actual butcher place and bought thick sliced bacon, and it's not salty.
It has no taste.
It has no taste whatsoever. Not anything against the people that own it, because actually I remember talking to one of them here, must have been a couple of years ago, and people complained so much about the bacon being so salty that they quit fixing it where it was salty, which is kind of ridiculous to start with, because if you don't like your bacon and it's too salty, all you got to do is stick it in some warm water for a few minutes and slosh it around, and the salt will dissipate in it, and then you don't have any salt. So I mean, but we might just go ahead and do this, because we got a pig that needs to be butchered here pretty soon. And if I can get the smokestack in, get this all sealed off, and get one of my black kettles sit in here, and get me a rack system of some kind built in here.
And a door.
And a door. Get it stained. Y'all may see this thing get fired up here, even if it's hot outside. Okay? Because we got to make something happen. Winter is never going to get here. Fall has done almost come and gone. We only got
all
like,
2 days of it.
We had, well, maybe 3 or 4 days at the most. It's been in the 40s here. A few mornings in the 50s.
If you add them all up.
If you added them all up, you might have 4 or 5 days, you know. Like today, the heat index is in the 90s. And it's November the 9th.
Thank you, Raphael, or whatever the name of that.
Whatever the name of that. Whatever, whoever, whatever. You know?
Whatever that storm system is, it ain't coming here, but it's throwing us the humidity.
We were hoping for the rain. We wanted the storm. And we were hoping for the rain, because we're like in a huge deficit here. But ain't happening. So we're going to carry on in what we do. Thank you guys from Pecan Grove.